What's going on, y'all? Came across a few Reddit stories that look pretty spicy. One involves kicking out a family member. Another involves a preschool doing something pretty questionable. And the last one is straight up apartment drama. These look pretty interesting. I'm gonna read them off to you. Let's hop right into the first one here. Title we got is AITA for kicking my mentally ill brother out of my house when he was treating my wife like garbage. So I am 34M. I am married and own a home with my wife, 26F, in Los Angeles. My younger brother is 32M and has never lived on his own. He lived with my dad until around 24. Then he moved into his girlfriend's parents' house until he was around 28. They broke up, so my dad gifted him a condo that was above his business. He got a ton of free passes with my dad. He trashed the condo, didn't take care of anything, and my dad finally decided to retire and sell it because he couldn't take it anymore. My brother is also on his third car, all bought by our grandfather. About 3 to 4 months ago, when he got kicked out, he came to our door begging, and I knew exactly how it was going to go. I told him he had 1 month to get his stuff together, and kept caving. My wife is an actress, and she only books about once every 6 months. She does auditions and classes daily for an hour or two, and she mostly does housewife stuff. I told him right off the bat she was not doing any of that for him. I don't care if he was working 5 jobs, he is doing his own laundry, cleaning, and cooking. Of course, he left messes, threw his laundry on the floor, and made the argument that he is working full time and she's not. I was like, this is her home. Then when I told him he'd have to pay bills 2 months in, he got mad and said she does not pay bills. She is my wife and she takes care of our home. Anytime I told him to stop making extra work for her, he would say, she's a housewife. She's doing it for you, so I don't understand why she can't do it for me. He even asked why I get to have my laundry done and meals cooked for me, but he can't and works as much as me. It drove me crazy. He also would make noises while my wife was in auditions, which was frustrating for her. Not even accidental, like screaming while watching sports games 5 seconds after we told him she was going on Zoom. This was one of my breaking points. She has dedicated her whole life to acting since she was like 9. When I started making good money, the first thing I was excited about was that she could focus on her dreams. She finally got a good agent. Her auditions she gets are huge and she is on cloud 9. As soon as he started doing this, I noticed she was getting stressed. One of the main issues is he works nights. He was there all day while I was at work, and if she asked him to be quiet, he did not care. He said he didn't consider a career and he didn't think she'd make it, so he didn't feel the need to care, as if her making it or not changed anything about it being her home and her dreams. If I was home and I told him to shut up, he would. However, during the day, he did not listen to her and made her cry. That was the day I told him to get out. He's had enough free passes. It's time to grow up. My other brothers got mad at me and said I was heartless because he's struggling mentally, but the guy has been struggling mentally since he was 16 and has never attempted therapy, meds, anything. He just cries and relies on everyone to do everything. Alright, y'all, this one feels complicated, but the core issue is pretty clear in my opinion. The brother's mental health struggles explain his behavior completely. They have no excuse though for like disrespecting anyone in their own home or like sabotaging someone's career also. I just think that's ridiculous. The husband, I think, wasn't in the wrong for kicking him out. Yeah, he probably waited too long though. I feel like the wife was kind of caught in the middle of the situation and she had to unfortunately pay the price of the delay in dealing with this situation, as there was just no way this could continue. So let's take a look at the top comments here. Looks like top comment number 1. YTA to your wife. You knew exactly what was going to happen. You told your brother he had a month. You laid down the rules and let him break them all. You let him stay longer and it took him making her cry for you to finally kick him out. Then we got top comment number 2. Mostly YTA because you let him move in. Then when it got worse, you waited months before kicking him out. She got an agent. What an accomplishment. He actively sabotaged your wife's auditions. Your wife suffered due to your procrastination with mishandling your brother. So yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think about this story? Do you think he did the right thing too late or was it inevitable? Let me know what you guys think. All right, let's hop on over to this next Reddit story we got here. Title is, would I be the jerk if I asked my daughter's preschool teacher not to put the extra extra clothes that I sent for her on other students. So my daughter started school last Wednesday, and the teacher asked us to send pull-ups, wipes, and a change of clothes for her. I sent quite a few pull-ups and a brand new pack of wipes, and an outfit as requested. Only the bottoms for her outfit came back, and I saw another student from her class wearing her shirt when I went to pick her up. Now, I don't mind if the teacher needs to use some of my daughter's pull-ups for the other kids, or even some of her wipes. I'll send extra of those things if needed, because I understand what it's like to be the parent that can't provide that. However, when it comes to her clothes, I'm not okay with sharing. For starters, if they get sent home on a kid, like the shirt did, then there's a chance that school won't get it back. Clothes are really expensive, and I can't afford to replace them like that. It all pretty much boils down to the fact that my daughter doesn't really have that many clothes to begin with, so I can't really afford them to get ruined or not sent back. So I'm curious if it would make me a jerk if I talk to her teacher the next day that she goes to school and tell her I'm not comfortable with her sharing her clothes for other children. This one seems pretty straightforward in my opinion, guys. Helping with wipes and pull-ups, that makes sense. But clothes, those are personal. They're expensive, easy to lose. Setting a boundary here doesn't seem unreasonable in my opinion. It just seems pretty realistic and practical. Let's take a look at the top comments here, see what they're saying. This one's saying, that is so inappropriate. If a child has no clothes and the school has no backup clothes, they phone the parent. They definitely shouldn't take another child's clothes. What would happen if they gave her clothes away and she had an accident and needed them? Yeah, I feel like that's pretty reasonable. What do you guys think in the comments about this one? It's pretty interesting. All right, and then let's hop on over to this last story we got here. Looks like the title of this one is, Am I the jerk if I leave a note for my neighbors about bringing their screaming baby into the apartment hallway constantly? One of my neighbors has a newborn, and they constantly walk the baby up and down the hall when it's crying or screaming, trying to console it. Throughout the day and into the night, currently happening right now, and it's just past 10 p.m. I'm dealing with multiple chronic health conditions and work from home, and I'm at my wit's end. I have a polite note written ready to stick on their door asking if they can please soothe their baby inside their apartment and not in the hallway, as this is a shared space and the sound carries into nearby apartments. I hate confrontation, so I feel like leaving a note on their door is my best option. I understand that living in an apartment isn't always going to be quiet, but in my opinion, it's extremely rude to disturb everyone else with screaming at all hours. Keep the crying baby in your unit. Am I the jerk? Edit. Note they plan to leave. Hi there. I hope you're doing well. I kindly wanted to mention something that's affecting others on the floor. There have been frequent instances of a crying baby being brought into the hallway, and the noise echoes and carries very easily into nearby apartments. Because the hallway is a shared space, the sound impacts others much more than it likely seems. I completely understand that caring for a baby is challenging. This isn't meant as criticism. Some neighbors work from home and others are managing health conditions, so the repeated noise in the hallway can be extremely disruptive. This is simply a request to please keep soothing time inside your apartment whenever possible. Thank you very much for understanding and being considerate of your neighbors. Well, guys, this feels like a situation where both sides are pretty stressed, but shared spaces do come with shared responsibility. Asking politely doesn't seem unreasonable, especially when the noise is happening late at night, so I feel like this take is pretty valid from OP. But let's take a look at the top comments here. It looks like this guy said, not a jerk, I guess. I would suggest actually being honest in your note, though. Acting like you've had some building-wide meetings and are speaking for anyone more than yourself is just cowardly. Top comment number 2 here looks like it is, not the jerk. I have 2 kids, and I would never take them into a shared space when they are crying. They may assume the sound travels less in the hallway than through the walls, so the note might help them realize that it doesn't. What do you guys think about this post here? I feel like it's just one of those situations, just a tough one on both sides. Yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hope you guys enjoyed these stories today. I thought they're pretty interesting, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.